Good morning, people of Earth. How are you guys doing today? That's good to hear. So this is a new chair of mine, and I'm gonna make this video. We guys hope that you guys enjoy this, because it is a lot of information to take in, and I know that I've made this video 3 times, and I can't seem to know why. So let's just jump into it. This one is, if you guys are new here, welcome in. So one thing that's been going on, it's troubling and it's scary. How do I overcome being gay or being a part of a relationship that people think taking advantage of you, showing their penis? What does it mean? Well, here it is. It means that you never get that image out of your head, and then you start questioning everything, and you wonder, what am I doing here? What is the purpose of this life? What is the purpose of the next life? What's the purpose of being in a real relationship that you don't know if this person is 30 years old? You don't know if they're 45-year-old. You don't know if they're 40 years old, 44 years old, whatever. But why are people going out of their way to think it's funny to show their penis to you? Well, that's the gay way of sharing that this 21st century, act however you want, talk however you want, and there's no one's watching you, is what I've been told. Well, the best part about this is you get to be with somebody that understands you, right? Well, what I thought. I don't think that people actually want to be here, right? And so I go out of my way to get 2 bottles of vape juice. If you guys are new, this one is a new vape juicer that just came out. Yes, it is a 60 mil. I'm not sure if it's a 0.3. I'm guessing it is. Don't know. But that one is cotton candy. For those that are vaporheads, there you go. That's a new flavor. Now, is it fun to be in a relationship? Yes, it is. Is it fun to end up getting took advantage of, or having someone think that they don't really love you, or they love you enough to show you, to basically get naked and stuff for you? So the other night, I went out about 2:30ish. Don't know why, but I went to go get 2 bottles of juice from one of my friends. What I thought was a friend, he thought we were more than that, and he thought we were lovers, right? Some people in this life are going to be okay, and yes, I know that my hair is growing back fast. So on the bright side of all this, I want to make sure that I've done something right. Well, I can't say for sure what it's going to be like, what it's going to look like, how people are going to treat people, because there's only one person in your life that you can change, and that's you. And if you're ready to change it, then I'm not gay anymore. I'm not a homosexual. I'm not any of these. I used to be, but there's still a lot of challenges that come with it, right? The world, the creation, all of this stuff is just minimized to, do you really end up knowing if you're gay, homosexual, bisexual, or any other ones? There's a few other people in my life that have come into bisexual and stuff, and I guess in a way there is people that are going to at least take advantage of you. So I say all this stuff because I'm not a homosexual. I came to faith at 12 years old. I ended up doing all this stuff. I got baptized, did the whole 9 yards, and I'm not saying it's bad to be baptized or going out of your way. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, do you want someone really to end up showing you their penis or vagina as a woman? Um, if you were feeling very comfortable. When it comes to a woman, for me, I'm all in, and it doesn't matter what age they are, who they actually are. They just have to have the same qualities as me, being able to not jump to conclusions. Well, coming to this knowledge, I've had a little over 18 hours plus. I came home. I missed my appointment. I'm a little snotty, right? And then I don't know why, but then I showed up to a building to talk to other people, and we're just going to not say what building because then it ruins the purpose. So I show up to this building, and it's obviously just about if you believe or if you don't believe. And deep inside, the demonic spirits are going to come in, and they're going to try to take you over. And it can be at the point that you can have a symptom that someone doesn't see, but I don't live for the homosexual lifestyle anymore. I live for one thing, and I live for God, but that's besides the point. So if you're a homosexual, are you going out of your way to show your penis at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe even 3:30 in the morning? So I go out there, and I'm thinking it's fun, and this guy just will not stop calling me. He won't pick up the phone. I'm not going to pick up the phone just because of something that went on. And then there's this other guy that is trying to get with me, and I don't know if he believes that we're even together or what it is, but he told me that we were in a relationship, told this guy that we were in a relationship, and so on from there. There was a lot of questions. Well, what I ended up dreaming about became a past experience of a traumatizing thing that I don't want to see this guy just because of something else. He doesn't show up to football practice. He doesn't show up to sports class. He doesn't do anything. The last time we even met was at Weber State when I thought I was going to go out for swimming. But he took advantage of it and saw me take off my pants in the locker room, which was very awkward because I thought, okay, maybe this is just some dude that's trying to love someone else. But then one of our closest friends that I thought was a friend of me, he ended up going out of his way to ask me out for him, and it led to, well, here we are almost 6 months later, and he's enjoying our company. He's 44 years old, 46 years old. I don't feel like he even wants to know me, and he's taking advantage of me in multiple directions. Being almost 45, 50 years old, this guy had no self-control. He says he's been in a hospital bed. He says he's been in certain places before, but he's not willing to end up. He thinks a relationship is all about sex. So he took advantage of me. He went over the top. He thinks it's funny. This is not a game. So then I started walking off him. He wanted to see my underwear. He wanted to see this. He wanted to see that. It was all on 12th Street, just behind where the old Sonic. Where the old Sonic was, there's a little gas station there, and it's been there for years, as long as I can remember. And it's narrow across the way from 12th Street, from the Wendy's. just across the street, narrow across the street, boom, 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 boom. And I can tell you that he thinks it's funny to show his underwear. And so then he was jaywalking, he was doing all sorts of things, he was not being able to take this stuff in. Then I went and sat down with somebody. They seemed to be realizing that there was something wrong with this picture. Now, I gave him the wrong information at the beginning because I didn't know what class it was because I was so fogged up and tired yesterday that there's a lot of questions on what's the point? Like, what is the point? What's the point of being gay when you know that you don't live that way? What's the point of being in a homosexual relationship knowing that you can't even be that way? And you can't even get hard. So then people start doing things and then they start taking advantage of you and then they believe that you're the worst person in the world and start making accusations against you for something that never went on or you don't know what's going on. So why? What is the purpose? What's the purpose of this life if all I'm going to do is run out of my way to get married and then deny any of the questions? And that's exactly what he's doing. He said he prayed to God, which I have no clue what that means to him. Because I know what it means to pray, but I don't know what it means in someone else's mind. Well, this guy does not stop. He's called me every single hour for the last 24 hours plus to seeing if this is it. He's a demand freak. He doesn't know any better. He thinks it's funny. And then he ends up taking this to a whole new level of, well, maybe you just don't feel the same way. Or maybe I don't feel the same way about him. And I counted him as just a friend. I don't count him, me and him in a relationship. But he's in his 40s, at least. And that's not okay. I can tell you that there is more. This guy doesn't know what responsibility is. He doesn't know what action is. He just knows he wants to have sex with me and that's it. So he tries to put his dick inside of me and all that, and I told him no. And in a way, I kind of ended up having all of that information come to a point of I went down there just to get some vape juice and to be a friend to him and take a walk. All he wanted to do was have sex with me, and there was no coming back from it. Well, that's traumatizing enough just to end up seeing if there's a plan to end up dealing with this problem. Well, I can't say why I became gay or homosexual or whatever, but I can say the reasons why I started it was because I fell into a wrong crowd, and then I started doing nicotine, and then I started drinking, and then I started doing drugs, and then, I'm already 7 weeks of not doing drugs. But he believes that I have pills in my fridge, in my cabinets, and whatever. He believes that I still have to use stuff. All I use is vitamins, and I get that from food, main food that you have. But the one thing that people don't know is the point of why. What is the purpose of being gay? What's the purpose of being bisexual? What's the point of being in a lesbian relationship? It's because you feel the exact same way. I felt pressured. I've been feeling pressured ever since day one. He doesn't stop his phone. He keeps calling me. I had to go and talk to people about it because it was on my mind. I didn't go to my appointment yesterday because I fell asleep late. I didn't go to bed till 5:30 yesterday, so it shook me up knowing that was Friday the 13th. And after he showed his dick to me, it just threw me off that I needed some time to think about everything. And until this person is ready to confess they have actually done something wrong, there's no point of talking to them. It's okay for other people because I'm not a part of that life. If I had a girlfriend here, she'd be right here on my lap talking. She'd be listening. And she'd be experiencing something that might actually work. But when it comes to a guy, there's only one guy, and he's a friend of mine. And it doesn't matter what happens. He wonders why I have so many Facebooks, and that's the point there. So if this guy is taking advantage of you, or they are going to the stream and they're not willing to expect that something could be wrong with you, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't know what's wrong with anybody. All I wanted to do was be happy and try to live life just to go get his fave juice and be a big friend to him. Well, now I'm kind of feeling more evaluated than I ever did before. So now I'm taking inventory and valuation myself to taking this to, this needs to be at least 6 months before I even reach out to anybody. If this is what it means to be in a relationship or a homosexual relationship, then I don't want to be that. See, 2 weeks ago, I went to church and he started making fun of me just because they were talking about Acts. And that's the only verse I know. They're talking about Stephen. And my name's not Stephen. It's just connected that people are believing that I am that. I have a secret name that people end up going by, and it's Steve Irwin, right? Because I'm crazy and fun at the exact same time. That's the crocodile guy that went out and took care of crocodiles and all sorts of it in Australia and stuff. But if there's one thing that you could do, there's something wrong with you. If you're not seeing the point of what's wrong with you, then you must not be correcting yourself. You may not be you. And I can tell you the moment that this even happens, you're going to feel either special, happy, unhappy, disappointment, and you're going to feel choices that are going to be a total of 5 things that you feel. Stop. I realize I'm sorry. I don't need to have sex with him. I need to know how to control myself, and I need to know how to take care of himself before you're in a relationship. I also have been watching Avatar: The New Last Airbender, and it's amazing up on Netflix. It is the best thing you could ever find. But one choice to this is, this chair came from a neighbor, and they were just trying to be nice. Now, I regret even having it because I don't want it anymore. So that's why I made this video. So I can go back and look at what was wrong with this chair, and, you know, it's not a good chair for me to even have. I'm starting to itch, I'm starting to tickle, I'm starting to whatever. And there's whatever the tongue says comes from the heart, and comes from your heart. You can end up noticing one thing. If I'm a homosexual and people are saying I'm not, then how do I end up treating their emotions? Well, the culture is going to say be whatever you want. So if you want to be a homosexual, bisexual, whatever you want to be, with a lesbian, you want to be this way, that way. I've had a 3-way, and it was probably the worst solution you could ever have, but it was with one of these girls in the past. He thinks I like these girls or these guys or whoever I tell him about what's going on. This cheerleader that I've been talking to for some time, she's been, I would say, even about 6 months. We're at almost that 6-month mark. She asked me about so-and-so, and I couldn't really give her an answer. And, deep inside, I want to be around every single person, but there's only one place you could be at one time, and that could either be a guy's house, a girl's house, a church house, whatever it might be. But I recommend looking into the scriptures of Acts and going into it, because the moment you touch on Acts, you'll learn that it doesn't say anywhere in the scriptures to be gay. It doesn't say anywhere in the scriptures to be a certain way. But deep inside this dark mindset, there's a lot of darkness up here. There's a lot of reproach and how people are going to take this stuff. Should I even go to sleep at this time? Should I even just stay up all night? I don't really know. Well, the bad part is, if you were feeling anxious, you're feeling worried, you're feeling concerned, you're feeling violated, you're feeling concerned with all of these choices, at the end of the day, it comes down to you. Because I can't control someone else's thoughts. I can't control someone else's approach to successful life. But the whole reason why I'm making this video is so one person, just one person, can say, you know what, I don't feel alone, and I don't feel this way, I don't feel that way. But I don't want to go into a lot of detail, knowing that I can only show my face on YouTube once a week or once every few days because I don't want to be noticed as the wrong person, right? If I am looking for a relationship, then I'm going to go out of my way and I'm going to let that relationship happen. But with this guy has violated everything. But when you end up doing this, you actually got to understand what does it mean. Because I don't want to go to my way to end up trying to love people just to turn back around and end up noticing that there is something wrong here. But on that note, I'm going to let people end up enjoying this video, and thank you guys for watching another video. I know that the other ones are a little bit on edge, and I'm probably going to get a lot of comments of why I need to be believing in Jesus, but let's wait for that one because I'm only making these ones because I'm just trying to get all the old ones out and then produce the new ones in October, because the new ones are going to be very up on edge, and it's about certain subjects that I will be opened to talking about and why I feel this way. The videos may go for 30 minutes. They may only go for 12 minutes. It just depends on what the circumstances, and I know I'm going to have another breakdown just because I know I do. And I only have one breakdown. It's like kind of like a pregnancy period and stuff for a woman. It's kind of like that for me because I come from a kind of a drug family and whatever. So an alcoholic for my dad, and then a drug dealers with my family and whatever. So Salt Lake City, there's my brother and a few other family members all over the globe. So we'll check into that, and we're gonna check out today. Are you doing okay today? Are you sorry for what you said? Do you agree with anybody's subject? Do you accept that the moment that you are wrong, are you going to take this into violation someone, or are you going to respect 1%? 1 out of 5 people are either gay or going to end up coming to that knowledge. Why do people end up taking lane? Because they are sinners, because they're broken, they're messed up, they don't know any better. Why does this guy violate me? Because he doesn't have personal space and he doesn't get taught anything. He says he knows it all at being 44 years old. That is not good. 45 years old, somewhere in that. 1980, June 6th is when he was born. So I can give you all the information. His phone number will be it's his number is 3 his number is 385-236 no 801 385 238 8816 385-236-8816 is his number, and his name is Robert. He's the one that did that, and he's the whole reason why I have to go back and see Paige every single Friday. And there's some other questions on the table, knowing that I don't want to talk to him, I don't want to hear from him. But it's just the choices that we all make. Here's some messages. There's the vape jugs. He said we need to talk, we need to do all this stuff, and it's bad. He says, "Do you love me?" I don't love him. Just a number of questions on the table. No, I can say that I don't love someone that ends up going over and they make you feel now pressured and then awkward and then strange and then you can't even all you do is repeat the same dark part of your life because there's something better that's coming. And I recommend keeping up the good work. Proud of you guys. I'm very proud of everybody that has been looking at these because that shows the 1 out of 3% chance, 1 out of 2 are going to end up taking this decisively, and others are going to be like, I want to go to JB's land. Okay, then go to JB's land. This is only for people that know what is wrong with them. That's the videos. All right, deuces, peace out, and holler at you guys in about maybe 4 days, maybe. We'll see and check on it. And if you guys have, his name is Robert. 3852388816 is his number. God bless everybody. Take care.